think we are all done. Nice. Right, so how should we start? We want to start with like a few interesting stories or something.
Interesting story, sure. I think so for this, right? So for some context, reason why I'm having like this discussion.
Wait, rendered image product server. Module is updated. Map and views. Okay, an atom. That's a view. Atom. Component. Feature atom. That's kind of a the module. Module can be incorporated into a map or a view. Sorry, I think the time has passed 5 minutes, but I couldn't even finish it yet. So let's give it another 5 minutes.
Okay. It's a bit of a dense document.
First term, using one module navigation map with 5 views. Oh shoot, this is complex. Wait, no. So there's a journey 1. The journey 1. Journey. Journey 1. The product of a webhook. What exactly is this? Oh, wait a minute. What is it? Axioms. the page and see all the views being generated in your time. Ah, interesting. Retriability. Okay, this is kind of, I don't know. Actually, quite a few considerations. Okay, okay, I'm back. I think I already read through everything. Of course, there are still concepts that still doesn't exactly comes out together on my end. But I think we can start the kind of this discussion or the unwrapping process.
Okay. I think I will reply to Eric's questions later. We can first go through the content.
Got it, got it, got it. Yeah, there seems to be quite a few product related knowledge, I would say.
Yeah. I have.
Knowledge.
I will try my best to explain them. But which parts of it are, I would say, confusing or not that well defined?
Okay, okay, let me think, let me think. Yeah. So these are more like non-functional requirements. Let me just do a cluster. Because it's error handling and something else. Just non-func rec. So from what I can read, there seems to be a concept of a project and views, map, and navigation, and even a rendered image that's called a module. Do you explain that what how exactly does those things do? or like how do they even come together as a thing that we serve?
Okay, so I guess I think this will take around like 10 minutes. I honestly have no idea how long this call is going to take. But yeah. Okay, so I guess I have to explain a bit on what the UI looks like for you guys to understand how does it play with the architecture that we want to design, or rather, that we want to design. So, okay, I think we can go to the left side. Let me just drag this and put it to the left.
Sure, sure.
Yes. Okay. So, what is a project? Or rather, so firstly, we see it as a UI representation platform. So the platform just means like the platform that is being developed, right? So
right.
In the business, we have like the core concept of this is that we have something like a project management system. So meaning, you have a page where users can see, users can see like multiple projects that they own. So like project 1, project 2, project 3.
Got it,
Each
got
of
it.
this project, right? It contains a few things. So it contains the navigation map.
Okay, yeah. So I guess we might need to stop here because when you call a project, there's lots of concept of project in different type of softwares.
Oh,
It could be I'm not sure, like, is this more or less like a editor type of, like a video editor kind of application, or is something else? It's like a, I don't know, slide generation or something. What exactly is it?
okay. I think I can
Give some
better
hints.
define that. So a project in this scenario So okay, I think let me see. Right, okay. I think for some like even more context, right?
Mm-hmm.
What the platform tries to do is to try to generate views, right? The views are like some sort of high fidelity wireframe screens
Oh, okay.
that the people can interact with. So basically like your prompt to image, that kind of stuff. So you basically enter a few prompts, which is like your modules, right? And given this set amount of prompts, you are able to generate that amount of wireframes. So this
Oh.
project basically just
Mm-hmm.
you just give it a logical naming, like say I want to create YouTube, right? And
Mm-hmm.
YouTube has multiple modules that's built into it. Say I want I want I want a video player. I want a home page that I can see all my recommended videos
Got
and
it.
some I can see shorts as well. So those are like modules of a project, right? If the project they are creating is YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
then after that, once you have like all your modules assembled, you
Mm-hmm.
would send all these modules to the AI server and they will create for you the views and the navigation map. So the views are just the visual representation of all the features that you have, right? Like all the home screen,
Right, right, right,
the
right, right, right.
video
Oh,
player,
okay, okay.
the shots and stuff
Got
like
it, got
that.
it, got it, got it. So if I were to explain it in my own words, it might sound a bit like a prototyping or kind of like
Yeah.
like a wireframing website, which you can give it a few prompts describing your exact requirements, and you both try to generate um the wireframe for each of the pages or each of the snapshots, as well as the relationship, which is the navigation between those. Is that correct?
Yeah, correct. You pretty much got that down. So the navigation will be represented by the navigation map that is mentioned in the documentation.
Okay, I guess that's kind of clear enough. So does navigation have to tie to a single project? Is there only one navigation in a single project, or there could be multiple?
Um, there can be okay. So for this navigation, it usually just represents the entire possible pages that you can navigate, or rather possible views that you can navigate to. So like one project can have like multiple navigations. So in the case
Mm-hmm.
of like YouTube, this navigation will allow you to navigate between the shorts, your history page, your profile, your navigation, sorry, your video player.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Okay, so you're saying that a single, let's say, module. Wait, what is it called module? I don't know. A single screen can be reused in multiple navigations. Like maybe you have a home screen. Home screen could be connected to different other pages. Is it?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. So it's more like a, I don't know, just like an atom and connection relationship or something.
Yeah.
Okay, Ken. So project, there's a concept of navigation, there's a concept of the map and views, the module, and hmm, and the views or thing to render is pretty much always an image, is it?
Yes.
Okay, there's not nothing like a code generation or other things that you want to build, or there could be.
Mm, probably, but not there yet. It's kind of difficult.
Got it. Then I think the basic design concepts are kind of clear enough for people. Maybe if anyone that had questions, I think people can ask in the chat. If there's anyone that couldn't keep up. Okay. Let me grab the other requirements back so that we can start discussing as well. Let me see if there's anything I don't understand. The AI takes 5 minutes. Yeah. So whatever things that need to be drawn by the AI will probably take a few minutes or have a latency to be generated.
Yeah.
And you will have to really return sequentially. Is there any kind of like dependencies between those that have to be generated? Like, hey, I have this, I don't know, image or a few set of meta info that had to be generated to guide other assets. Is there any kind of this design in your application?
So there is. So this guiding asset would just be the sitemap and the modules that is being pumped into the system. So every time you create like a new module, right, you will pump in like the previous sitemap that was already generated, right? And then you pass in your existing modules so that the model have context of, okay, what is being generated, what do I need to generate? Or do I need to modify certain contents of the view to give you like an updated screen?
Okay, so very likely the sitemap or some kind of navigation info will be generated first, and you'll used to guide the other things. Got it. Sitemap.
Which is why the long-running process, which is the AI model, they return the navigation map first, followed by the remaining amount of screens like 1, 2, and 3. They will be returned like so. Everything will be returned sequentially.
Got it. Yeah, that makes sense a lot. Oh shoot. Okay. AI server will return the navigation map with 5 views, and the views. This view. So the concept of navigation map and the view is different. Is it?
Yes.
Is it different? Okay.
Yeah. So the navigation map contains I would say, the state of the entire project. So you can say that a navigation map has like multiple views, and a view belongs to a part of a navigation map. Yeah, so that's the kind of relationship that they have.
So we can first say that a view is a bit like a web page or something, and the navigation map is a journey.
Yeah.
Or journey. And you a module is just like a page as well. Wait, view? Is view just a module? Oh
no. It can be said that a module can have multiple views.
A module can even have multiple views. Well, what is the highest level concept in these things?
Highest level concept.
What is the smallest possible concept that couldn't be broken down in those terminologies?
I would say the module is the smallest one.
A module is the smallest one. So module is more like a page. Is it? Or module is more like an asset inside a page.
No, a module is more like a description of what I want description. Let me see. Oh yeah, a description of how I want the platform to perform, or rather the project to perform. So it's like saying that. So for example, let's say that let's say my project is YouTube, right? And then I have a module that says that I want users to be able to create, or rather I want users to be able to view a history page from the home page. So that
Okay.
means the AI needs to generate the home page and the history page, right? And then the navigation map will then link these two pages together.
The history page. So the module could be as big as a feature page.
So the module is just a description. Wait, what is confusing about the concept of a module?
Because when I view a
Or am I not
website, yeah, because when I view a website, sorry, is anyone talking? No, okay. Because when I view a website, there you can see there's a like I don't know a menu bar or some kind of like chat box that you could use, or any kind of like user interaction, like account interaction you could have utilized. I'm just not sure like whether module is one specific feature that we see on the screen or it's something else.
Oh, so it's not necessary. So the module, right? It's not necessarily something that you directly see on the screen. Like it is just like a prompt that you describe what you want what you want it to do. Does that make sense, or I'm going in circles here?
Okay. So the module doesn't even represent the real asset, is it?
Yeah, it just describes, and then
Okay.
it's up to the AI model to figure out that based on like this description, what am I supposed to generate?
Okay. So the module is, we can say, probably a prerequisite or more of a early step of things that only provides a logical description. Okay.
Yeah, I guess you can think of it like a user story. You know, like
Oh.
whenever PMs give us like a user story that, okay, I want the project to do X, Y, and Z, then it's like, okay, I have this user story.
Okay. So
Yeah.
since it's the user story, it's not strictly okay. There's not a strict rack that a module can only be represented in one view. A module can be incorporated in multiple views, or have
Yes.
more or less like a big effect into your entire experience. Is it?
Yes. Yeah.
May I ask some questions?
Yeah, you can.
Could you tell me a little bit more about the AI server and tell me more about how we can generate the views and if I generate 4 views and if I failed at view 2, what happens to the AI server?
Okay, sure. Let's see. So for the AI, okay, so I will just be referring back to the questions that you have typed on the chat. So does this view has to be generated sequentially? Yes. So it's based on, so initially the sitemap will first be returned, right? Will first be generated and returned through a webhook. Then you have all the views that are generated sequentially from the site, from the navigation map itself. So the second question, I guess the more important one is, if the model is generating a view 2 and it fails, does the AI server needs to restart the entire thing, or rather restart the entire generation? So this is also part of the issue that I'm trying to run into, because what you have described is basically like the retry scenario, right? There are two ways that this can be dealt with. One, on the AI server level, when it's trying to process the screens and it realizes that it fails, so that request it will be dropped into like a dead letter queue, and then it'll be retried internally within the AI server until like it is successful. Or
Wait a second.
okay,
Does this retry need to start over and generate the navigation map first and then view one, view two, or it can just retry the generation of the view two?
oh okay, oh yes, I'm sorry, I didn't answer that question. Yes,
Yeah.
ideally it would know that it is missing view 2 and not try to regen view 1.
Okay. Okay. Ideally, about what exactly it happens.
Okay,
be honest,
I
that
think I can
portion-
pick up from here. So, okay, so all the input just come from a module definition. There's no additional inputs that we will give in, is it? Correct?
Yeah, from the user, no, there wouldn't be any additional input from the user except the modules.
And user could decide to incorporate multiple modules into a project as
Yes.
various user stories. Is it?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. And so there is a possibility of a view or a navigation map being affected by various modules at the same time.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So the problem becomes kind of clear because in the module part, you're trying to define rules for your entire world. And what if a user just want to add one module? Or what if the user decided there's something wrong in one of the generations? Do you have to restart the entire thing and just output part of it or something? Is it?
So for that case that you've mentioned, right, like users being able to edit the modules or like delete them, it's currently like not supported because that would mean that the AI server has to do a lot of diffing and stuff, which
you have to.
I think very, very complicated. But at the very least, what you say is on track. Like there is a possible. So editing aside, right? Like we don't talk about like we want to edit the user stories or we want to delete, right? On the base level, there is a chance where when the user adds more module, like you're just talking about adding, right? As they add on more modules, there is a chance that certain views might be updated.
Yeah. But your current system just kind of the current build of the system is only able to re-execute everything. You cannot like do small adjustments onto each of the views, is it?
Yeah, that's also part of the
problem, is it?
issue that I'm trying to figure out.
Got it. Okay. Let's look at problems once again. Navigation map, 5 views. Okay, this is fine. We already understand that. Our server will receive the data and store in the DB. Use the keys in the module sent from the product server for processing. If an error occurs, how can the product server always retry? What kind of error would it be? Like error when generating one view, is it?
Yeah.
And what prompt would it be using? Like, would every view be using the full content of the module? Like, let's say the user were ambitious, they were to define 10 module descriptions. Would each of the view use those 10 modules or not?
The AI. Okay, so I guess this part is not. I didn't cover this, right? So let's just say the user keys in like 2 modules, right?
Yeah.
So it will be sequential. what do I mean by sequential? So
Huh.
firstly, the AI server, firstly you key in the first module, right? And
Yeah.
then it takes like 5 minutes to generate. So then it returns, let's say everything is successful. And then, so everything will just be returned back to the product, right? Product server. And
Yeah.
like, okay, fine, users can see the screen.
Yeah.
Secondly, so then after that, you're like, okay, I want to key in the second feature.
Mm-hmm.
After you key in the second feature, it will take existing data and then call the AI server again. So
You use
each
the
of
existing
the
data. What
yeah,
do you mean by use the existing data?
the existing data will be the
Assets.
sitemap that has been generated previously from the first AI call, and
The assets?
that previous, yeah, and then the
Assets to adjust.
the module description
The
that will be sent to the
okay. Because the structure kind of looks like you have a sitemap along with a few pre-exist assets that the first procedure generates. And when there's a new module or a feature requirement comes in, we will try to dump the entire navigation tree and the assets into this second procedure and try to do edits on it against it. Is it?
yeah. So that's just purely for like adding on new modules.
Would that be pretty expensive or I don't know, pretty, I don't know,
So
resource
the expensive part. So the expensive part will be on the AI server, right? Because each generation takes like 5 minutes to load.
Mm-hmm.
So which is why like I'm stuck in a dilemma where the whole thing is like if it's true your original question is like what happens if the user submit like two modules at a single try, essentially it will take the server like 10 minutes to generate everything because it needs to wait for the first request that goes to the AI server to finish, then it starts to process the second one.
Yeah. Because you are
So it's
doing
like
just
a very long running asynchronous process, which I realize is a distributed system.
because currently the way that we designed this initially is everything had to be added sequentially and being, I don't know, being added to that stack of features.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds like a fundamental problem of a lot of things.
Oh, really?
Because everything had to be let me see how to describe it. When there's ever a change in a single module, like let's say during the product development, I want to update one of the logical descriptions. Like maybe the first description is that this is a dating site. And the second description is that there must be a chat box. And the third description is like there must be a series of carousels of images that could be displayed. But each time when we were to update the first description, everything had to be regenerated. You had to run through this n times 3 process once again. Is it?
Yeah. Yes, essentially yes. Like because I mean, which is the whole complicated part of it, right? Because
Yeah.
you want it will be weird if the screen doesn't change in accordance to the updated requirements. Because you would expect that if I have some description of the screen, as I generate, like it will start to get out of sync.
True.
Yeah, so I guess it's like what Eric said is more like, so it's like using the AI model to incrementally build out the site.
Yeah, true. We need a way to figure out how do you kind of break down those procedures, not only doing some kind of like overwriting edits every time in sequence. Is that
Eh,
is that a problem? Is that what's aligned?
wait, is that what?
Is that what we are aligned with?
Wait, can you say that again?
I mean, are we aligned that this that kind of like single threaded build process had to change? Or we don't know yet.
Yes.
Okay.
So, I mean, it doesn't wait. Okay, let me take my words. It doesn't probably need to change, right? Because at the end of the day, it will still rely on the AI server to generate stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So like any optimization done, it will be done on the AI server, and I can't really do anything on the whole like architecture end.
Yeah. True.
Like I wouldn't know how to architect that anyways.
Yeah. We just
So
treat AI server as a generation thing.
yeah, so I guess the more like real problem is the regeneration part, right? It's the incremental build difference.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, if the screen generation fails, how do I do a retry such that I'm able to keep track that okay, I have these screens generated, these screens are generating, and those that are failed, how do I like retry those failed generations?
Correct. But there's one question I had in mind. Because originally this was designed to be a single threaded step-by-step generation procedure. Isn't retries gonna be pretty intuitive? Because it's always step by step. When there's error in some step, you almost always have all of the inputs you need from like step 2. So you just retry the step 3 process. Is it?
Yes, like ideally I would have the data, but
Currently you don't.
Wait, let me think. Yeah, we do have parts of the data, but the thing about the retry is that because currently there isn't a way to figure out a difference.
What do you mean by figure out a difference?
Like, so when you say retry, right? It would assume that when you say retry, it would assume that okay, I've generated screen 1, 2, and 3, and then somehow I know that I need to generate 4 and 5. But that knowledge doesn't exist.
What knowledge doesn't exist?
So the retry can occur in 2 ways. One is I take the existing, or rather I take the module that I want to retry, I reset or rather like I revert the navigation map and views to the original state, like prior to the generation, and I retry, which will allow the AI server to regenerate everything.
Yeah.
Or as a way to figure out like between my previous navigation map and the current navigation map, I find the difference, and I also know that these are the views that has been generated, and then like through that calculation, I figure that okay, I'm missing like screen 4 and 5. I don't know, is that like fucking complicated or?
I think the diff way sounds a bit hairy or not completely thought out.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like,
Mm-hmm. So yeah, let me try to type something out. So there's gonna be A6. Failed. Wait there. So this is pretty much what happens, right? You have a procedure. Whenever you put in one feature or one module, there's gonna be a map and a few assets that come out. And the second step, you mix in another each module. You will also generate another view of, like, another portrait of it. Correct?
yes.
It look slightly different or in red, and the assets will also be a bit different. Okay. And the current problem is that what if a single asset in here just had a trouble?
Yes. Well, technically, the assets is like the view, right? Like the individual pages of the website.
Yeah. Missing. Is there currently a command or a way to, I don't know, to describe this missing asset? Have you figured out a way yet?
So no, not really. Which is why I'm tempted to do like event sourcing. So where you publish the event and then based on because like in event sourcing you store like the states, right, of the changes effected.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, since the sitemap is the first item that is returned, I will have, if any updates were to be made to the sitemap, I would have the previous entry and the current entry. Or rather, sorry, the navigation map. I will have the previous entry and the current entry. So through that, I can figure out if I perform a difference, or whether the incremental build between those, and whatever is existing inside the assets, I can figure out what's missing. But implementing the event store at like this stage, I don't know if that's overkill or not.
Yes.
Well, like another way is
Yeah. That doesn't sound to fix the problem, right? Let's say you have 10 versions. Like the user inputs 10 versions of these things. And you realize there's one, let's just call it version, let's just call it version 4. Gonna add this die. Version 4. And this is version 4 as well. And you realize there's an asset missing here. Do you now have to, of course you have to input this version into it, but don't you have to also input all the module descriptions from 1 to 3? Is that what you're gonna need?
okay. When you say I'm going to have to include the modules, what do you mean by that?
Okay. Let's say that during version 3 to version 4, you need 3 assets, and only 2 out of 3 assets that were successfully created. So now what you need to do is to figure out this missing asset, right? And have a way to regenerate it. Is it?
Yeah, correct.
So the input that you would give is the. So you are saying that you are probably gonna give those 2 versions of the input plus all the descriptions here to generate a thing again. Is it?
Oh no. So okay, let me write this down. So I can probably write this like input to AI. So even if it's a retry, right, the AI server will take in the current module, right? And then to the navigation map.
What is the current module? Module 4, is it? Module 4?
Yeah. So this will be module 4.
Yeah.
So the reason why it doesn't take in like the modules of 1, 2, and 3
Yeah.
is because the context is built on top in the navigation map. Right, so because the navigation map is it contains information of how the whole site is being structured, which builds on top of the knowledge of like the modules 1, 2, and 3. So when you send the information to the AI server, you only need to send in the module number 4 context.
Okay.
Yeah, does that make sense?
How are we sure that the navigation map contains all rules from 1 to 4? How can we be sure?
Oh fuck, how can I be sure? Shit.
Yeah, what if
You're
there's
poking
a
holes.
rule that say that every page should have a logo on button right? The navigation map isn't gonna reflect that, right?
No, oh wait, it would because the navigation map would. Oh wait, but poking holes into the architecture that I've not even thought about.
You haven't even thought
No,
about
I don't.
or haven't talked about.
Yeah, talk about. I wouldn't know how to answer that. Wait.
Yeah, because from what I heard in the navigation, it only feels to be the connection between pages. So if that's the case, the history or description of the previous modules might be missing. But if your navigation map is something more powerful, let's say it's like a knowledge tree, maybe it would work. If
Oh
that,
no, I'm so sorry. Oh shit, I messed up. Fuck. I let you do a wild goose chase because you brought out a good point.
yeah,
I was just looking back when it actually holy shit, it really doesn't account for that.
oh, what? You find a huge flaw in your architecture, is it?
Holy fuck. Yeah, I have no idea how does incremental changes are being made on the screen on the view level. Now that you mentioned it.
Okay.
A very, very interesting conversation right here.
Yeah. Because of course I also have very little knowledge about the AI, but I think what we need to exactly know is the parameter we feed in. Like between 3 and 4, do we feed in v3 module 3? Like of course this is the step from v4 to v3 to v4. But if you want to, okay.
Okay, wait, let's just say that fine. I between V3 and V4, I pass in the assets, right? Any existing assets that I have.
Yeah.
How would that? Oh my god.